So it looks like this is going to be more than one part. But anyway, I was out at True Value Hardware getting something for my garden that I was starting, and got a phone call from the pediatrician. And I didn't think the pediatrician was calling with the results of the MRI, because we had another appointment scheduled. I don't remember what it was for. I don't remember if it was just a checkup or what, to bring my children in. But anyway, he called and said he had bad news, and I was like, oh, he's getting ready to tell me that they know Kwesi has migraines. Then he told me that they found a tumor. And it's kind of jumbled what he said after that, because I was just floored. I did hear him say the word malignant. And I remember getting in the car, I asked him to hold on so I could catch my breath. It was by far the worst day of my life, and I try so hard not to even think about it because it was just painful. So I remember getting home. You know, he told me I had to go to the hospital right away. They were expecting us. So anyway, that's how that started. We get to the, you know, I cry, call folks, get my son together, take him to the hospital, try to explain to him why we have to go to the hospital, because he was feeling just fine. We get there, and I had to go pick up the results of the MRI, take them to the hospital with us. So we get there, and the neurosurgeons are there, and they talk to us and tell us that they're going to have to do brain surgery. I'm sitting there, you know, he said something about doing surgery the next day, and I'm like, surgery for what? What kind of surgery? He's like, brain surgery. But I was just so, I guess, just in disbelief that this was happening, that I couldn't figure out what he was doing surgery for. It's like, there's nothing wrong with my son. He's just having some headaches. But anyway, he went on. They admitted us. We stayed, you know. So I don't want to go into all those details. But he did end up having his first surgery. Excuse me for looking down. I wrote notes on things I wanted to mention. He had some buildup of fluid in his head, so they wanted to relieve that and also try to do a biopsy. So they did they were going in to try to do an ENT, an endoscopic third ventral colostomy on him. And they were able to do that, and they were able to get a piece of the tumor for a biopsy. That surgery went very well. The ENT did not work for him, though. He was still having fluid buildup. They watched it for a while, but it just wasn't working. And he got sick again, like the same symptoms. So we went in, because we had an appointment on that day anyway after we were released from the hospital. We went in, this was April, because we went in March. We stayed for about 12 days because they wanted to watch his head to see, because it was doing some swelling in that spot where they did the surgery. And they thought, you know, the fluid wasn't, sometimes it would drain, sometimes it wouldn't. So we stayed in for about 12 days. It was April by the time we were released. And we went in for a follow-up, and it was still kind of, you know, swelling some. So he got sick, like I said, and they decided, it's like, you know what, we're going to put in a shunt, you know, because this isn't working, and it would make him feel so much better. So they went ahead and they put the shunt in, you know, and I think this was April. Let me go back, because we got the diagnosis of his tumor, that it was malignant and the type, on March 30th, pineoblastoma, as I said in the last video. So that was a whole nother something to deal with, the oncology team and all of the radiologists and everything. So they presented us with a study, and we had to research it and decide if that was what we wanted to do. And then the study that he is on is the ACNS 0332. So if you look that up, you will see the type of study that he's on. ACNS NSO0332. They use it for medulloblastomas in PNET patients. So we had to research and decide if we wanted to participate in the study. There were all these arms. We called St. Jude to get their opinion. We FedExed everything down. The hospital was so nice. They gathered everything that they needed, faxed it down to St. Jude for us. They were offering the same treatment basically. So we kind of went back and forth on if we would stay or if we would go. We decided to stay.